In this video, I'm going to start out by showing you how to make one of these tessellations if you don't have scissors, you don't have glue, you don't have tape, okay? Get a piece of paper. Any piece of paper. It can be notebook paper, it can be a school flyer, junk mail. Fold it in half and then reverse it, fold it the other way too, and then tear it in half like this. Take one of those, take the top corner, fold it down so it looks like a right triangle, and then fold it straight there on that edge. Okay, unfold it. I'm going to fold it backwards so it's a little easier to tear, and then I'll tear that there. So I got almost a perfect square. So if you don't have scissors, you're going to tear from point to point across the top, not almost to the point, on the point. So you would tear, and don't tear it straight across because it'll be really, really boring. Get a couple bumps or zigzags in there and make them come down kind of far. Otherwise, it's just going to look like a curvy square and be really boring. Okay, so now you're going to tear on the side from corner to corner. This one I don't want to look the same as the other one, so I'm just going to do one big bump instead. And again, I'm just tearing little bitty parts with my fingers. Now, if you do have scissors, then you go ahead and cut this instead. Don't go off the sides, go corner to corner. That's really important, okay? All right, so if I'm going to make this a translation, that means I'm going to move what's on the side to the other side, and what's on the top, I will move to the bottom. Now, if you don't have any tape, you're just going to label what piece is what. So this will be side A to side A, and this will be B to B. Okay. So now you need to get another piece of paper, preferably a white piece of copy paper, but if you don't have any, just, again, use a flyer, you know, it's on the back, or use some notebook paper. So you're going to lay your first piece down, and start tracing. Try not to let it move while you're tracing. I matched that B to the B. Now I got to stop and put the A there, make the A side match. Okay. Carefully. And then I got to trace the rest of the shape too. And then that part, yes, you got to do all the sides, especially if they're on the paper. So remember, translation stays the same. It just slides back and forth or up and down the same way and fits together like a puzzle, no gaps or overlaps. So I'm going to start tracing this one now. Okay, so I'll trace that, make my two A's touch. I'm not doing that line in between them. I'm just doing around the edge like that. Now I got to do the B. Again, I'm not doing the line, that crack in between, okay? I don't have to do the left because it's already there, okay? So now I need to translate it again. So this time I'll move maybe up and down. I'll fit that piece of paper in there, and then I will trace. And yes, you go off the edges. Even if the shape is going off the edges, you trace all the way to the edges. Like right here, you're barely going to see any of this shape. You still got to trace it, okay? Even this part up at the top, I've got to trace it where it's going off the edges of the paper. Okay, so now that I'm done tracing, I'm going to take my black crayon or a marker and start tracing all the lines that are not mistakes. All of them. So now the art part. That was the math part. Now the art part. Now I got to decide what this shape looks like. So I'm going to turn it even diagonal and turn it this way and that way and use my imagination to think about what this shape could be. So I see a dog's head with 2 ears and a long nose, but I got to add the other details. So you're going to go in, add all the details, and you have to add the ones going off the edges of the paper too. So I might see a collar or an ear of the dog that's going off the edges of the paper. So don't just do those. See the noses and the ears going off the edges? Even that top, I'm going to see the dog collar. So now I'm going to color it, and I'm going to color it in a checkerboard pattern, where this one's going to be brown, but then the next one will be orange. Color neatly. And then it'll be the opposite. It'll go brown, orange, brown, orange, brown, orange. So you know what? I think I'm going to color all the orange ones first, and then I'll go back in and do the brown dogs. So add a few more little details. You will need to color it top to bottom, left to right, even the ones going off the edges of the picture. Okay, there you go.